hamsters and stuff. I was like, oh.
For some reason, hamsters I can do. Hamsters don't seem like rodents to me. Because they don't have a tail. Because growing up, you know what I mean? They don't
It's
have
the feet that bother me, just those little tiny.
Yeah, hand feet. It's the tails. The tails that are skin. A furry tail I can do, a tail that's skin. Oh! Don't like that. Okay, so is this rodent yoga?
Okay.
Sure. Okay. I want you to find a spot, wherever it is, and think expand. And I want you to expand from that center point right inside. And as you're expanding, make sure you're not just expanding from the front and are doing this weird lean back thing, but you're expanding from the back. So as you breathe in, you feel the back getting more and more broad. Feel the base of the hips getting broad. The hands, the arms lengthening, the neck across the collarbones, the face, the legs. Feel everything open and broad. And then start inhaling, but really filling your space and filling the space. And then when your thumbs touch, then you can start exhaling. And again, broadening through the collarbones, through the front and the back of the ribs. And then just try to tap your pinkies on your thighs. So as you inhale, you tap your thumbs. And then as you exhale, you tap your thighs, and timing your own movement with your own breath. So it's going to be different for all of us. And that's perfect. Just really getting in touch with our length and our space. And then the next time your hands come down, all I want you to do is slide the hands down the thighs into your very first soft forward bend. So make sure your knees are bent, the back of your neck is long. And just take a few breaths here. And then after you've taken those breaths, then you can start shifting the hips back and forth. So you're stretching across the back. And then maybe think about straightening one leg at a time so you can get into that hamstring a little bit. And then gently walk the hands forward and walk the feet back into your very first down dog. So you're just feeling your body the whole time. Pressing into those calves, pulling the legs tight, pushing the arms straight. Pressing the chest forward to the floor. And then same thing, start walking the legs out one at a time. Just treading those heels so you can really stretch into the calf. And expand. And then think about expanding through the back of the leg every time you press it straight. And then drop both heels down. Look up at your thumbs. Straighten your hands out if they were a little bit crooked. Root through the thumb and index finger. And take that chest forward into a high plank. And in your high plank, breathe. And expand through the lungs. And through the back. And then drop those knees down. Take them wide. And I want you to drop into a child's pose and stretch out that back. And you guys stay there in your child's pose. I'm going to dim the lights just a tiny bit more because I want to. It just feels a little too bright to me. There. And really sink into those heels. Trying to ground the hips over the feet. Take one more big breath and then just come up to your hands and knees, to your quadruped. And I want you to extend the left arm and the right leg. And make sure that other arm is right under your shoulders. And thinking expansive on this one. So the work is through the fingers and the toes, pushing to the front of the room, pushing to the back of the room. And with your exhalation, you're going to pull your elbow, your knee, and your forehead together. And then with your inhalation, you're going to spread it all the way to the wall. So keep moving and spreading. And the tendency we all have is to reach out and not expand to our fullest. The tendency is to be like, yeah, I did the work. Now I'm not going to take this full stretch because the stretch takes effort. But force yourself to feel that full stretch. And yeah, you should be feeling your abs a lot. And then hold that stretch. And one more time, move into that stretch. Full capacity before dropping it down. I know. And bringing the other leg and the other arm component out. And again, make sure the standing arm, so to speak, is directly under the shoulder. Full capacity stretch through each finger and each toe. Inhale. Yes. Yes, thank you, Donna. And then exhale, forehead, elbow, knee. And then stretch. And yeah, you should feel like the balance is hard. And like the stretch is hard. It's easy to crumble the toes together and to not fully stretch through the fingers and the crown of the head. But use that breath. Use the core. And really push. Full stretch. And at the top of every single stretch, also think about the tailbone and the crown of the head extending fully. And then hold your next stretch out and push. Toes, fingers. And then glide it down. And take your child's pose again. And see if it feels different this time, if it feels longer. Reach through those toes, reach through the fingers. Because in order to get that full extension, yeah, we start from that core in the center. You have to expand all the way to the tips. So think about stretching through the fingernails and the toenails. And you'll notice your breathing is already elevated. Your body's getting a little warmer than it was when we first started. Come on up to those hands and knees again. This time drop down to your elbows and reach those toes out. So instead of a full plank this time, you've got the elbow plank. Look down at your wrists. Make sure the wrists are nice and long. They're not funky and twisted. And extend again through the crown of the head and the tailbone. Extend across the collarbones. Breathe. Hold that core. Now what I want you to do is think about making those hips in a figure 8. So they come down and up, and then down and up. And what I want you to try to do is smooth the breath. So if anybody were listening to your breath, they wouldn't think you were doing anything difficult. So it's controlling the breath. Make sure the throat is long. You're not looking down, crunching. Expand. Good. Bringing those hips back to center. Walk the toes in for a dolphin pose. And again, expand up through the tailbone. Press both sits bones towards the sky. Press both heels towards the floor and expand the back of the legs. Feel that inner thigh lengthening. Feel the back of the neck and the throat lengthening.
From this position right here, turn your palms down, inhale, and then exhale and expand those arms straight and walk yourself into a down dog. Again, pushing through the back of the legs, pushing through the elbows, so the back of the knees and the back of the elbows are both pushing strong. Take that right leg and glide it up to the ceiling, keeping the back of that knee stretched. Push through those elbows, make sure you're not crumbling. Inhale. Exhale and stretch and point that foot all the way to the ceiling. Push through those toes. Inhale. Exhale, push. One more big breath. Tightening the knees, tightening the elbows. Now take that leg, fold it in and step between those hands. Drop your back knee down. Push through those collarbones and just gently rock back and forth a few times, warming up the joints, lubricating your body. But think about the chest expanding as you go back. So when you go back, you're not folding in the chest, you're pushing. And then hold it forward. Take both fingertips to the center of your chest. Pull that right hip back, pull the left hip forward. Broaden those collarbones and peel it open. And think about your fingers and your elbows being behind your center midline. So the midline running up the side of your body. Slide your elbows and your fingers just behind that. And breathe. Opening the throat, folding the hands in behind your head. Eyes to the ceiling. Lift the back of the head up and back. Breathe through that belly. Right hip back, left hip forward. Now take both hands up. Tighten through those elbows. Shift your gaze forward. Align your ears, your shoulders, tuck that left toe, and tighten. Sort of your crescent lunge position, just breathe. Inhale and reach back. And exhale, tightening through those elbows all the way down and step that foot back into down dog. And take a breather right here. Expand down the side of the neck, shoulders to ears, drop those heels. Keep thinking expansion through the calves. So it's like you're breathing through the entire back of your leg. Now take that left leg, peel it up, tighten through the elbows, tighten through the knees. Inhale. And then exhale and push those toes up even more. We're going to do 3 times split stretch. Tighten elbows, knees. So you feel that rising leg rise. Maybe an inch every single time. Now on your next exhalation, step between those hands. Drop that back knee down. Opening that heart and that chest, and just cycle through however feels good for you. Lubricating everything on this side. Cute pants, Christy. Thanks, Laura. Those are cute.
Thanks, they're comfortable.
More importantly. Yeah. And keep working with the throat being open and the chest being open. And then when you're ready, stay right here at the front. Square the left hip back, pushing the right hip forward. Broaden, collarbone to collarbone. So you're kind of squeezing those shoulder blades together, finding that midline, and then just peeling everything behind it. Now stretch through those fingertips, as this is about expansion. Visualize beams of light coming out, all 10 fingers. Opening that heart. And it should also almost make you a little breathless to be that open. Then tap the back of your head, lift, And slide that head up, open, open. Left hip back, right side forward, low belly scooped, up and in. Both hands up to the ceiling. Now shift your gaze forward, align your ears. Tuck that toe. Expand through the back of the knee on the right side. Expand through both elbows. Square, right side forward, left side pulling back. Big breath. Inhale it up. Exhale, work it all the way around and step into your down dog again. That's hard. All right, broaden through that chest, press through the calves. Spread through every single finger. Look forward, align your hands again. Root through the thumb and the index finger. Make sure the wrists are nice and balanced. Firming the belly. Drop the knees forward, but hover. Now what I want you to think about is pushing down through the thumb and index finger on the left side, pulling all the way through that arm, sliding around your chest, sliding down that right arm and rooting in on the right side. So it's an arch. The arch is that strongest structure, and you're making a big arch here. And from here, just tap those knees down. And as you tap, be aware of your core, your lats, but also how your pecs fire. The knee that drops down, you're going to feel the pec fire on that side. But look at your fingers, make sure they're long and not crumbly. Breathe. Both knees up and shoot into down dog. Stretch out that chest. Take that right leg, raise it up. One big stretch all the way in. Now step between those hands. Put the left foot down. We're going to come into warrior one. So you're thinking about that left hip and that left inner thigh. You're pulling the left hip forward. You're really engaging the back. You're rooting with the outside of that left foot. You're creating a line from your heel to the left hand. Strong up the whole left side of that body. Good. Interlace those thumbs and pull up a little bit more. Feel the stretching in your chest. Drop your shoulders. Good. From warrior one, I want you to open into warrior two. And then check your position. And I want you to drop into it a little bit. Slide down your back. Heavy shoulders, heavy glutes, heavy outsides of the feet. Lift the arches. Energy through all the toes and all the fingers. Good. Keeping your position, slide down a little bit more. And then one more sink down into it so you really feel the glutes. Drop the right hand to the right knee, just shoot the left arm up. Both sides of the ribs long. Now reach the elbow to the knee and reach to the front of the room, rooting from the outside of the left foot to the left fingertips. So you're not in a super low extended side, you're just right here, gripping. Back to your warrior two, pulling long. And I want you to circle both arms up to your warrior one, and yes, it's not as good of a warrior one. Step it in and make it a better warrior one. Then reach it down, engaging that left knee, and then step it back into your down dog. Take about 2 more breaths. Look at your hands, root down through the thumb and index. Raise the left leg up just once. Extend and then step through. Plant your left foot, warrior one. So picking it up, rotating that right side of your body forward, using long back muscles. Scoop with the outside of the right foot. Lengthen.
Breathe. Push right side up a little further. Engage that right inner thigh. Then open it into your warrior two and sink down your back. Very subtle moves. Heavy glutes. Slide the glutes down a little bit more. Slide the belly in a little bit more. So your pelvic bowl is scooping under towards neutral instead of tipping behind you. Push the whole pelvic bowl forward. Sink a little more. Like you're sinking heavy into sand. Drop the left hand to that left knee. Sink a little bit more. Right arm up long. So the base feels really rooted. Squeeze those feet towards each other and engage those inner thighs. Drop that left elbow and push right foot, right fingers. Make sure the toes are stretching out, fingers are stretching out. See if you can really sink and ground even more into that. Pull it up into your warrior two. Pelvis forward. Make sure the ears, shoulders, and hips are in alignment. Turn it forward towards the warrior one. We're going to give you a chance to adjust that. Adjust it. Inner thighs working. Reach it all the way down. Step into your down dog. And breathe. From here, we're going to step into the Malasana low squat. So it doesn't matter which foot steps forward. They're both going to come in, and you're going to drop your hips. Now what I want you to think about in this pose, two things. Rock through those feet. Expand the bottom of your foot so it's long. Expand the back of your toes. Expand through here. This is an amazing low back stretch. So you've got the whole, perfect, Karen. You've got the whole back body. Yeah, that's perfect. Then start breathing through your chest. And if you can't move your arms up here, keep them back. That's perfect. Breathe. Open that left arm. Take the right arm up and expand through the chest and the back equally. Take that right arm, wrap it behind. Take the left arm and see if you can touch those hands or interlace your fingers. But as you're doing it, it's an equal opening at the back and at the chest and at the front of the shoulders. And then release it like you're not struggling. Take the right arm out and the left arm up, and you can push that arm against the knee. And then take that arm behind. Pick up the other arm. One side's always easier, one side's always a little harder. Lift the chest. Open across the heart. And take some deep, centered, grounding breaths. Ground with the whole foot into the floor. And then release. And put both hands down. And think about expanding through those legs as you turn them parallel. And open up the back of the knee. And then you can rock your hips side to side a little bit. Let that blood flow return to the low legs. And then grab those elbows. And I want you to do a figure 8 sway. Just like we did that figure 8 earlier. And yeah, lean into the leg. Open up the side of the back. Make it deliberate yet relaxed all at the same time.
then return to center and settle in. Feel the tailbone root down and the crown of the head root down. Then let those hands drop and heel toe those feet towards each other. So your right foot is your standing foot. You're going to take that left foot and you're just going to slide it behind you. You're going to raise it up off the floor a tiny bit. Then a bit more. Only as high as you can keep that left hip down and that left knee straight. Crawl those hands forward to spider tip fingers. Pull the tailbone towards the back of the room. Pull the crown of the head towards the front of the room and pull those abs in like you're wearing a corset. See if you can take the right arm out. Just slightly behind midline, just like we did before. Tighten that left knee. Push both knees straight, if you can. Lengthen the back of the neck. Glide that arm down. Take the left arm out. It's a little more hard, more challenging to balance. But push. And then glide it down. Really push through both legs. Open the heart and glide that left foot down. Oh, right there in your forward bend. Grab the back of those calves. Give yourself a pull in and a breath. Release those hands to the floor. Glide the right foot back. Standing on that left side, pull the belly in, shift everything around, tighten that right knee, glide that foot up off the floor, but keep the right side of your body down. So you're not lifting the hip. Spider tip fingers in front, lift the belly off the thigh, push the crown of the head forward so the neck is long all the way around. The foot is really reaching towards the back. And peel that left arm out, elbows and fingertips just behind that midline of your side body. Tighten both knees, tighten both elbows. And glide it down. And then take that other arm out. A little more challenging. Stay square, make sure that hip doesn't lift up. And glide it down. Square before you glide that foot down. Then grab both calves again, pull it in. Really stretch the back. Then bend the knees. Look at those toes. Lift all 10 toes up. Hands to your knees. Stretch through the front of your body so you're in a chair position. Perfect. Expand the whole foot. Just like you did in your malasana, that was your open turnout. This is the same pose, but it's parallel. Lengthen that foot. Take those arms all the way up. Touch the thumbs and lift. Prayer at your chest. Expand through the throat and the chest. Sink a little lower. You're going to take that left elbow to the right knee and then open the chest there. Sink the hips down a little more. It's easy to get too high. And then if you want to open both arms, open, but only if you can expand through those elbows. And keep breathing and pull your tailbone down. And back to that prayer position. Make sure the tailbone is down. And then back to center. Stand all the way up, pushing through the heels, raising those fingers into your lotus. Right above the crown of your head, make sure you're not going to pass out. Lift the chest. Move that lotus back down to your chest. Inhale. Exhale, slide into your chair. Close those fingers. Squeeze the belly. Take the right elbow to the left knee. Pull those hips down a little more, weight in the heels. If you want, open both elbows and look up towards that top thumb. Hips down, weight in those heels. And prayer again, prayer twist. Keeping the hips low, face the front. Keeping the hips low, open the fingers, lift the throat, lift the face, drive through the heels, and raise it all the way up. Breathe. Take the lotus down to your heart. And I want you to reach the left hand forward and the right hand back, but pull that right hip towards the mirror. Perfect. Now from right here, sink into your chair. Square hips, twisted shoulders. Come on back to center, both arms forward. And right here, I want you to march. Lifting that tailbone up behind you. Challenging that balance. One more. Hold it here, squeeze it, peel that left arm back. Square, push that right knee back, left knee forward. Both arms up into your chair and sink a little lower. And I want you to come up and down on those toes. Belly in. Two more. And then reach the arms down, forward fold. Straighten up the back of the knees. And then one more time, your right foot is your standing foot. So glide that left toe straight behind you. Square the hips. And then slowly raise that leg up. Now before we did it with a straightened standing leg, now I want you to bend that standing leg like you're in chair. Peel your chest forward. And I want you to try to glide both arms up with a bent right leg and energy through that left leg. And then take those fingers down, standing splits, push into it. And glide down. Take the right toes, just slide them straight back. Pull the belly in. Raise that right leg up. Bend that standing leg as you press your chest forward. Energy through the ball of the foot on the right side, through the toes. Lift those arms out. And breathe. And then when you're ready, standing splits. Glide them in. Come up on those toes, because we already warmed up those feet. Belly in, and you're going to drop your hips down into a toe stand, going very slowly. And then broaden through the throat, the chest, and try to pick your back up. Squeezing those inner thighs. Yeah, this is ridiculously hard. Pulling the ankles towards each other. And we're going to try to twist. Slowly back in. Get settled here. And then twist. And get settled here. Slowly, slowly. nice and tall. Inhale and then drive. Like what Christy did. Shake it out. And then close it down. Lengthen through the waist. Root in. Close your eyes for a second. And just notice how much more expansive and broad and open your body feels everywhere. Yeah, that too. Sweaty, exhausted. I know I only had the heat on for like 2 minutes, but whoo, did we kick it up. Feels good. All right, relax. And I want you to glide down to the floor, however feels comfortable for you, without using your hands on the floor. And then control it down. Perfect. And spin and face you. I want you to grab your left leg and pull it across. Take those fingers behind you and press the chest up and forward. So it's the same stretch as pigeon, but we're not doing the hip flexor on the other side. We're all focusing on it right here. Breathe. And I want you to just move, not really bounce, but move that knee. So you feel that glute releasing. Now, contracting the low belly, and without changing the chest, grab around that leg, which is hard. Takes a lot of core strength. Beautiful, chest nice and up. Looks really good, you guys. And then that figure 8 moves around here. So you're really moving that hip joint. And then just side to side. And then just in and out. And then just up and down. Now, you've got your foot on your arm, right? Take that one up. Take the other arm. Expand, and I want you to reach through that hole. If this is like, oh my God, my leg's gonna fall off, then stop. If you can get a little lower and push that leg over your shoulder. Yeah, you're gonna round your back. Try it. Yeah. It's just experimenting, seeing where you're at. Wherever you're at, put the palm down on the floor. The leg that's up, tap that toe. Bring it in. So that hand and that foot are together right there. Now what you can do is crawl forward right there. As you do that, if you do that, see how you have to contract the abs to lift the pelvis. So try to get your pelvis up. Yeah, and you can rock in it 2 or 3 times. Up and down. Up, down. Do you want to see something really fancy?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a trick?
You got this foot, you got this foot. You can walk it over. And then you can come up right there. But it's all abs. It's not that hard.
It's only if you can get your knee on your shoulder, which is
That's the hard
is
part.
really hard
Yeah.
to do.
And I have it right under my shoulder.
I can get it on my arm.
Yeah, perfect. Then do it that way.
Like that.
Yeah, that's like that.
That doesn't.
And it's core and expansion through the elbows. So if that's what you think about, rock, expand. And if you don't want to hook that leg, keep it down and just expand through the elbows. And I want you to do that about 4 times, expanding through the elbows. Beautiful. Donna, you could push yourself right up.
I don't know.
I'm like, yeah, you could just squeeze the low belly. Yeah, you could too, Karen.
I can't get
You're like, oh no, I can't. Yes! Perfect. Yes.
Okay, we'll have to
Yes, you totally have it. Okay, relax that leg and just stack them right here. Now as you're here, expand through those elbows. So when you think about not muscling a move, like, it's so much easier. Just think about expand and grow. And what happens when you think about that, your muscles go from that slow to the deep strength. So right here, expand through those elbows, shoulders away from your ears. Even though in that balanced pose, the back is quote unquote hunched, it's an expanded back and it's very contracted abs. It's not just folded, it's pulled. So from right here, put your hands in prayer and I want you to pull into a bow. It's not a melt, it's a pull. And then lift up. And exhale and pull into your bow. And one more time, lift up. And your last time, pull. Now from this pull down, relax. Reach forward and melt over those hips. Slowly come on up, contracting those abs, reach your hands back and lift the legs with the strength of the low abs. Now see that hangy foot? I want you to squeeze it in. Squeeze it in, feel how it comes from the core, squeeze it in. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what you do when you're doing an arm balance. Contract deep in the abs. Deep. Let's give it 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Oh. Cross that other leg up and sit up tall. Breathe. Jiggle that knee a little bit. Feel that low belly contract in. I want you to grab that leg. And start moving in that figure 8 a little bit. And then take it side to side. And up and down. And front to back. Breathing deep the whole time into that hip. Then lifting the chest. So the foot is connected to one arm. Let that arm stay. Release the other arm up. Contract that low belly. Reach the arm through. Good. See if you can slide it up a little more. And no, you don't have to get it totally over your shoulder. That's a fun thing to try, but you can keep it right down here. Brace it on the floor. To me, it's easier up there just because it has a place to stick. Perfect. Tap that other toe. Release it. And I just want you to hold it in and rock forward and back a few times. You can even rock till that whole foot touches. Finding that low belly. Now, as you rock forward, expand through the elbows. So it's just expand through the elbows and come down. Expand through the elbows and come down. And then, if you want to hook that foot, and expand through the elbows and come down, or hold it up there. Good. Yeah. You can expand your elbow more, Tiffany. Okay. This side is so much tighter. I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Push through that left arm when you come forward. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And then come to your top place and just try to hold it there. Doesn't matter if your feet are down or up or you're hooked or not, just hold. Pull that low belly and relax it down. So then cross. Is this the right side? Huh? Is that the right side?
Will the leg stay in the same place as it was just now?
Yeah.
Then it would be.
So this,
right
yeah,
over
because this one was over.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there we go. And slide forward. Open those hips. Talk about hip opening. Because you've got your foot up, you've got it down, so you're like getting that hip opened every way it can possibly be opened. Really melt into it, especially since this is the tight side for a lot of us. And then slowly start coming out of it. And if you need to rock side to side a little bit, do that. And lean it all the way back. And then same thing, the dangly foot. It's the core. Now you can pull it in about 8. And yes, you're going to get inner thigh. But this right there, that feeling is the exact feeling anytime you do an arm balance. Okay? Alright, last one. And then slide it down, soles of your feet together, since that works both inner thighs. I want you to find your cobbler's pose. Rock it out. Doesn't matter if you grab your ankles, your feet, or hands on the floor, whatever feels good to you. Expand the back forward. And then melt down. And try to get your forehead on the floor beyond your toes. Now sink those knees into the floor a little more. Pressing the outsides of your feet together. Soften your back. Feel like somebody drapes a blanket over your back. And the hips go down into the floor, and the forehead and the elbows and the knees all sink into the floor. And you're expanding wide. Think about being a pool of melting water on the floor that keeps getting slightly bigger. And slowly roll that up. And take your feet out to the side. Again, slowly. And scoot forward a little bit. Feel a little bit of a stretch and then ground. And then 2 more times, stretch into it and ground. Just really feeling those inner thighs. And then open up the foot. Stretch through all the toes. And one more time. So you should feel a pretty good inner thigh stretch right there. Push through the sole of the foot. Pull the pinky toe and the big toe away from each other. Now root down the pubic bone forward. Then roots the sits bones back. And pubic bone forward. So the pelvis is slightly rocking. Sits bones back. Now do an equal press forward and back. Hands on that chest again. Broaden those collarbones. Feel the spine go straight down, straight up. Jaw parallel, ears, shoulders, hips. Pull those fingertips to the side. Now slide them behind your body's midline. Stretch behind your knee. When you tighten the knee, you're going to feel your glutes contract and root into the earth. So tighten the back of that knee, feel those glutes contract. Take that left pinky to the floor. Look up. Keeping the glutes contracted, keeping the back of both knees expanded. See if you could drop that elbow towards the floor. I can't quite get there, but oh, I feel it. Tighten both knees. Push up, feet, back of the knees, arms, pubic bone and sits bones. Now the pinkies on the other side. And look. If you can push that elbow towards the floor, do it. But don't lose the knees. Such a hard, deep stretch, like everywhere. And then come on up. Glide those hands down here. Now, even though the arms aren't doing that peel open, feel like you're peeling open right there. And walk forward, keeping that peel open in the chest. Glutes rooted down, tighten the back of the knees. If you can get your elbows down, do that. But don't lose the glutes. Once your little tush starts popping up off the floor, reground. And then you can walk forward again, but keep the tush down. Keep the back of the knees down. There's a ton of effort with keeping that leg like suctioned to the floor. Do that. Keep the tush down, legs down, and just slide into it as much as you can. And notice as you're sliding forward, it's that pull forward, contracting with the abs. So it's not a relaxed thing. It's a suctioned tight abs, legs, glutes, everything's working. And then walk those hands on up slowly. And start relaxing those legs and jiggling them closer together. And then come down on your back. And I'm going to get the lights. And I feel my legs walking.
I bet you do.
I'm like, whoo, there they are. And get comfortable. to shake your hips in a figure 8. So that's going to mean bending your knees, flexing your ankles, doing whatever. And then finding that place of comfort, whether it's straight legs, bent legs, changing in the middle, it doesn't matter. Just find a place. Raise the back up, tuck the shoulder blades in so it's broad through the chest and the throat. Push through the fingers, the toes, the palms, and the soles hard. And then relax. And using your breath, I want you to think, expand, and breathe. And what I want you to do is think about not breathing with your lungs, but breathing with the pores. And here comes the kitty. If he touches you, don't freak out.
I heard him coming down.
Yep. He's like, oh, Savasana, I'm here. I'll sit on your belly. Breathe through all of the pores of the feet and the legs, the lower leg, the knees. The thighs and hamstrings. Breathe through the glutes, the abdominal muscles, the back, the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, hands and fingers. Breathe through the tips of the toes and the tips of the fingers. Breathe through the back of the neck, both at the base of the skull, then at the base of the neck where there's kind of that bumpy thing, and at the base of the tailbone. Breathe through your temples, your third eye, the nose, the chin, and the ears. And just give yourself about 30 more seconds worth of body breathing. Feeling everything flow in and out, like your skin is a mesh screen and breath just flows in and flows out. And relax. And keeping your eyes closed, start stretching a little bit and feel like you're stretching into that breath, like you're moving sideways and turning into that breath. And eventually find your way to one side, but again, you're moving through the breath. Your body becomes a part of the breath. And eventually start pulling and pushing your way to a seated position. But keep that feeling that you're a screen and that the air moves through you and that your breath moves through you and connects to everything. And once you're seated, again, do that lotus flower at your chest, feeling the space between those fingers. Feeling the space between the palms. And then you can slowly open your eyes and again feel that expansion across the heart. That expansion of the breath out of the lungs and into the body. Feel your consciousness expand outside your head, outside your heart.
And namaste.
Thank you for being here, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, when was your actual birthday?
Last Wednesday.
I was like, seeing all this birthday stuff, and I was messaging with you actually
Yes.
on that day, but happy
Happy
birthday.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.